It is so difficult. It's funny. Somehow, you know, the more I work, the easier it becomes. I think one of the greatest treats, and certainly it was on Wild at Heart, is knowing the crew, because when there's a sense of family and a sense of respect on the set, whatever happens, whether there's a crack in the lens and my God, we have to lose an hour and I was in the middle of something very emotional, when there's a respect and a sort of quietness on the set about the work, then for everyone it becomes easier. You know, I don't know, I'm amazed. You know, I see some performances and I think it's so incredible. How did someone go through that for us? It just blows my mind, but that's what's so exciting about acting. I just think it's the greatest thing.
I've often thought about Lynch's films that they are, in a way, they look like they had a spontaneity of what they used to call gestural paintings in the 70s. I mean, you'll go right at it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so in other words, although there's obviously a lot of calculation, it seems like it's happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really does catch that freshness. I assume that he might be somebody who likes to get it on the first or second take if he can possibly do it.
But pretty much. It's funny, you know, when you describe that, I think Wild at Heart is the most close to that kind of filmmaking for David. In a way, it's my favorite movie of his because it is like, you know, splattering of colors, and, you know, it has no structure to it, which in a way, to me, is what life is like. We won the Cannes Film Festival, and when we did, a lot of the European press said, well, the movie's so over the top. I mean, it portrays Americans as so over the top. I said, baby, this is real life. I don't know where you've been, but people act like this all the time. So, you know, so it's pretty interesting.
Terrific. You started out very young with sort of a couple of walkthroughs, didn't you, with your mother, again, in what, White Lightning, the Burt Reynolds film, and then Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Yeah.
And then you went into retirement for a while, did you? Or?
Yeah, well, I think what really happened was my mother thought if she brought me on sets, I'd see that it was a complete bore and no one would ever want to do this as a profession. She made a big mistake.
Famous last words, that's right.
So when I was 9, I decided that I wanted to, you know, truly be an actress, and both my parents agreed that I should study for a couple of years, and if I still, you know, wanted it and had the passion for it, then I would have to make my own decisions about getting an agent and all that kind of stuff. So I did study for a couple of years and then did my first film when I was 11, but they really tried to stay separate from me because they just didn't want me to have to go through pain. And no parent does for their child, I guess.
Well, Bruce Dern, your father and your mother both had, you know, rich times and I'm sure thin times.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's just, you know, the rejection must be still hard to get. I don't know, you ever get used to it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, unfortunately, we were made to be insecure. You know, whoever made us up there, we have insecurities and egos and all of those things. And to be in a business where someone says, you know, I just don't like you, or I just don't want to buy this product, because somehow I realized recently that this is a conglomerate. And you know, soda companies and oil companies own studios, and it's really incredible because they have to buy a product that is going to make money for them. So in a way, you have to stand back and believe in the work and believe in talent and art and get excited about that and stay away from the ego side of it, because it really can be hurtful. Luckily, I got to see a lot of that growing up, so I think I was really well prepared for what it should really be about.
Where did you study at 9? I mean,
At Lee Strasberg Institute. They had children's classes, and I started there and went from that to private coaches in LA and New York, and studied at the Royal Academy in London. So I was a little bit of everything, which was great.
So now you're 11, and you're cast
11.
in Foxes.
Yes.
Right. Really interesting called Adrian Lyne, and all about Valley Girls, I guess, before they were called Valley Girls.
Yes, exactly. It was a great opportunity. It was my first audition, and I had, Adrian Lyne asked me to screen test with Jodie Foster. I was a total wreck, and it was for the role of a girl who was 18. I was 11. I told Adrian I was 14. And he said that I was definitely too young for the part, which I wasn't surprised by, but he gave me a really nice small role in it. And it was just a great opportunity and a great experience.
Yeah. My memories of the film are very good. I don't think it was entirely successful, I mean, commercially.
Yeah, no.
But it just seemed to me it had a lot of intensity. And,
yeah, I think so, too. I mean, I think it was so interesting because it was at a time when the genre was still, you know, young people were children in smaller roles in a film. There certainly weren't teen movies at that time.
Yeah. And it was about almost another kind of abuse, wasn't it? I mean, the psychic abuse of children, it seems to me, the ignoring of children, all of the cruel things that do not involve physical violence about kids. And it seemed to me that my memories of it are just an awful estrangement.
Exactly.
So painful.
Yeah, which was one of the first at that time period, which was really great.
And then, was there anything between then and Mask? I mean, because Mask is the next movie. You probably did some television in there,
I did some television. I did, I guess, just one film in between, which was a film called Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, which Lou Adler directed, and some wonderful actors about punk rock, and it was really wild, but I was 12, and it was a great experience. And then Mask. Oh, actually, no, Teachers, which I did with Nick Nolte, and Arthur Hiller directed it, and that was a great experience. I played a young girl who has to go through an abortion. She gets pregnant by one of the teachers in school, and Nick Nolte has to take me for an abortion and things, and that was a great experience. And then on to Mask, which was wonderful, and a great opportunity to play that girl and have to work on being blind in a film and everything.
Was that the one, I think the LA Film Critics honored you?
Yeah, it was a dual award, both Mask and Smooth Talk. They gave me that year.
Yeah. Yes, I remember, because we met at that award luncheon.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you've had a kind of a wonderful run of films, haven't you? I mean, they've been, for only being, what, 23 now or something like that. Films that are about something, and that must be very pleasing to the actors, I should think.
Oh, completely. I've been incredibly lucky. I mean, not only to do films that I care about, but to work with directors that I find so interesting. But it's something that I sort of committed to in the beginning, and I hope I can stay on that path to do the things that I think make a difference. And whether it makes someone laugh or makes a political statement, it doesn't matter, but as long as it means something to me. Because I always feel like, you know, you have to go into something believing you can do the best job you're capable of doing and have that kind of passion for it. That's what's so exciting about it.